Bet you can't stick it.
You're on.
What's up, nerds? We are at Shaq Fu Dojo with the fireworks refrigerator going off in the background. I don't mind at all. I think that's awesome.
Can you hear it?
Yes, I can hear it.
Ambiance, man. Ambiance.
The late, great Shaquille Courtney.
Hello.
Yeah, that's what happens after I introduce you. That's the one.
You said the late great, like I was dead already. Yeah.
You're dead already.
Yeah. Okay.
And I also, success. And John, last of the Mohicans, Stinnett.
Alright, Mexican, Indian, whatever. We'll get it right one day.
This is episode 6 of the Robot Pack Podcast. What do you think about that? We've lasted this long.
What do you think about that?
I'm surprised.
Okay, you're shocked.
Shocked.
To say the least. Touch my feet again, John.
Footsie, under the table.
Touch my feet again, that means we go together, so don't do that anymore.
That's right. Touch feet under the lunch table, we go together.
So, what's up, fellas?
Comic-Con this week. Guess we'll talk about that later.
We'll definitely talk about that.
that was great. I read 3 novels since last Monday.
I want to ask you where you found the time for that, honestly.
I read really fast.
Do you retain?
I retain. You retain that you're reading better if you read it faster. You got to understand.
Have you read Sherlock Holmes?
All of them. All 40.
They're not an easy read. I'd rather read Faulkner, Shakespeare, Allegory. I'd rather read Homer than whoever. I forgot who it is. Sherlock Holmes, but it's bad, and it's British.
No.
What's not British?
I mean,
great literature.
Anyway, what did you read?
I read. Well, one of them was a reread. I've read all the R.A. Salvatore novels many times through. I own most of them. The Dritz series. I reread Neverwinter Book 1, Gonal Grimm, because I've only read that one time. I've read all the other ones at least 3 or 4 times. So I reread that one. That one I actually pulled out the speed reading and went through it a lot faster than usual. I did that just so that I could come to Neverwinter Book 2, which is called Neverwinter. I haven't read that yet, so I read that one a little bit slower this past week. Got through that. Great book. Really good book. He's definitely going, I don't know if you're familiar with the series or him as an author. He's going a little bit more back to his invulnerable. His characters are like, they don't die, they don't lose, they don't have a lot of human foils. It's kind of,
So how are they relatable?
it's almost hokey to an extent. He went back, just the grandness of their adventure and their cockiness. They're not relatable. Almost in the same manner that Superman is not relatable. And then, Superman died, and it was an interesting turning point in the DC universe. The past maybe, 6 books that R.A. Salvatore wrote, he took that veil of invincibility away, started killing off main characters that have been part of his series forever, made pretty much everybody vulnerable. And these 2 books, Gonal Grimm and Neverwinter, have just the one hero left. Everyone else has passed away. Everyone's been killed in battle. 100 years have passed, and there's almost nobody left. I'm not going to spoil too much of the book. And with almost nobody left, it's very dark, a darker world. He starts to bring back a little bit of that. Oh shit! I'm gonna win this fight, even though I'm fighting 2 licks, or 2 liches, and a zombie and a host of undead, and a bunch of zealots that don't give a shit about their own well-being. One person versus an entire army, and ends up winning out in the end. He's going back to that invulnerability a little bit, so it was really great. And then the other book was actually a series of short stories in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, Horus Heresy books. There are some lead-ups to the Horus Heresy series, and again, you would hate those because they talk in very like medieval times.
I can deal with that.
British.
That's fine.
Like
It's just when Brits have a word that's completely different, like biro, pen writing.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that necessary? Why is that word necessary?
You know that theirs was first, right?
Yeah,
Ours
they
was
are
like,
English.
okay, all right.
Okay, let's not do that.
So I read 3 books this week. I did a lot of work on other stuff that we talked about beforehand.
Let me cut you off.
Go ahead.
And say that we're having problems with my Asus thing, and in the middle of that, I had a pop-up, and now it's saying that this video is started back over at 1 minute, and as you can see, the original is at 7. So that's going to be choppy probably, so expect some chop.
You'll just have to blank out your feed.
But continue. No, the mic stopped entirely, too.
Oh, well, maybe you'll finally
We can
get
salvage that, yeah, okay.
some sound off of mine.
Continuing with your recent endeavors, sir.
Worked on something this week. Just poking around and
Classified?
Yeah, classified information
Sounds
also on the
awful.
side. Yeah, that'll be probably another podcast or two for we talk about that, but you guys know what it is because I showed it to you. And yeah, that's it with me.
Shaquilius Maximus.
Still have here. The first live action Halo trailer.
Okay, hey, so we're not there yet. To
Thought you
that
said-
part. But
Oh, yeah, it's
what's up?
bullshit.
What's going
Bullshit.
on?
We were bullshitting.
This is bullshit. What you playing? What you doing? What's going
I
on?
forgot. My
He's been
bad.
out. He was out last week, so this makes 2 weeks.
He's forgotten the format.
the complicated,
Basically, yeah.
the complicated
Episode
3-step
6.
format.
Call of Duty. Obviously. I mean,
Every time we come over, Call of Duty.
He's really good at it. Though.
I'm really.
That was an impressive little
I'm waiting to get a montage put together.
clip
Alright.
you threw together there.
See what else I've done. Just got done with Max Payne 3. About to get Prototype 2, which I've heard was good. And
And we'll get your review for 3.
Recorded a pro review.
That was
All
practical.
recorded, ready to go. Ready to render that out.
See, with my program, you hit play to record, but there's also a smaller play for the playback, and he hit playback play. I should have told him which play to hit. That was on me.
yeah.
But yeah, it was probably about 15 minutes of practice.
Alright.
It was good practice for him. It was
Good.
great
You had the
practice for
first
him.
paragraph just flawless,
That's
and
awesome.
then something happened. But anyway, so Prototype. Why are you excited about Prototype? Because it looks like.
I'm a big fan of Prototype 1 of
Prototype.
just running to the top of
Is
buildings.
it because he's a beast black guy?
No.
Into.
No, I can play Madden
You
and
see
deal with
yourself.
these black dudes all day.
Yeah, but you can't. You're not a symbiote.
Beast black dudes don't create swords out of their arms and chop people in
And
Madden.
they can't transform into cops.
I'm trying to think of Beast ass black dude from any other game. Barrett from Final Fantasy
five.
7.
I was waiting for Coltrane.
Give Coltrane that, but yeah, it's too obvious to I had to go past it. Let's see, Prototype 2 looks amazing. I'm just gonna run up when I first get past the first key quest, just run around and jump off the top of buildings and glide everywhere.
Yeah.
I love doing that and get a feel for the scenery. So when I'm doing missions, I know, okay, hey, I can jump over this, go over there. I don't have to run in the standard formation to try to get there. Picked up a new High School of the Dead, book 6. It's amazing.
Do you have any more soul?
Yeah, I need to go get it.
Yeah.
Somebody was supposed to get it for my birthday.
Except I got you some other ones from Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
5-finger discount.
All right.
Remember that?
I do remember that.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I
Happy
figured
birthday
that now.
for free.
Yeah. Love the Avengers, by the way.
Didn't cost me a dime.
Awesome.
Anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
Stealing's wrong.
Stealing is not wrong.
Stealing's wrong.
don't steal. The government hates competition.
How dare you steal more than them?
Okay.
What's
New
up?
soul. Your soul leader needs to be in my hand by next week. So
Don't look at me. I'm not your fucking...
So I'm probably going to grab it.
Go for it.
Yes. I will. Because that's what I was going to say.
Go for it.
Yeah.
What else? What are you playing?
Nothing really. I want to work a lot. Oh, and can't say the P word.
Yep. I was... God damn it.
Crystal. That's all I can say.
Yay! That's it for that. We're not gonna use that.
Keep in mind, though.
Successful. No, we're not going.
The soundtrack is amazing.
Oh god damn.
Okay, so I was
So
wanting
have
to.
you not played anything? Or have you just been reading and chilling?
Oh, I was playing Plants vs Zombies a lot, but
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. That can get frustrating.
it can. It's very hard
Very frustrating. What's your normal tactic?
to kill everything quickly. I'm always.
My tactic is to win.
I always go for damage, and I spread I always use resources quickly, and I never build up resources. I never build up defenses. I genuinely go for as much zombie destruction as possible.
Yeah, that's the idea. You're getting very general. In a game about destroying zombies, you go for as much zombie destruction.
Well,
as possible.
my wife will play, and she'll allow zombies to be on the. She'll allow zombies to come and she'll sit on resources and kind of think about it more.
Yeah.
And I don't do that. And I think it might be the StarCraft in me that's just like, if I have resources, there's a problem. If I'm clicking the little things, like
Yeah.
I'm not putting out enough damage.
Mine normally you have the emergency lawnmowers, and then I lay out a row of bombs. Those are my final defense before the lawnmowers, and then my resource sunflowers, and then the attackers, the triple shot
Spitters.
or whatever, the spitters, and then I have some freezy ones in there too. But my first thing is always a row of nuts.
Oh, nuts!
I use nuts always in the first row, and then the second row is the
I
ears.
actually have the Little Shop of Horror eaters up front.
Those are that's my second row
See, okay.
of stuff, but I haven't gotten
Never
very
plant
far.
bombs. And then again,
I do bombs. I do
see,
bombs at the end.
Yeah, but those bombs may never get blown up.
Okay.
You
That's a good thing.
You wasted if you had used those resource points on something that's killing them early,
You
then
can't
that's
know that there's not going to blow up.
Oh.
That's a contingency plan.
Nah, I don't. That I guess that's what I meant is I don't have contingency plans.
Okay.
It's all outright slaughter the zombies as they get on the screen. Not
Rambo
Mhm.
Plants vs Zombies over here.
But I'll say that
I just set up an aperture science turret and he'd take care of it.
I will say that I play StarCraft the same way. StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2. I have if you can get to me, and I play Zerg. So if you can get to me, typically you can take me out. The problem is how quickly can you get to me?
Is. That's what you said last time.
Is. Yeah.
You said is.
Is.
I knew I wasn't going to think of it unless you said it.
Unless well, there's another one we can drink too. What are you playing?
Anything else? What am I playing?
No.
What am I playing? I did some Skyrim, some Dark Elf Battle Mage. He's my favorite one because he's easy. He's
Dark Elf Spell Sword.
Scott Pilgrim with the Coal. The game is so fun.
The game is fun.
I've never
You
played
never
it.
played.
It is so fun.
Played it.
Show you.
Read the.
It's more because like in Ninja Turtles, it's don't do anything right now.
I'm not. I'm trying to.
It's Ninja Turtles is attack, and that's all you have. Maybe jump. You have to attack and jump. Scott Pilgrim, you have your quick, your power, jump, and then block. So it's a little more.
A little
tactical.
depth. A little.
And every we just found this out, and I don't know if it's every stage. I think it's every stage. There's a little star like would be written on a wall. It's a secret room for Wallace to sell you items.
It's only one. Wallace is only in that level, and his items are amazing.
Because
You haven't played about
yeah,
them.
I haven't gotten far enough to know any about that, but I thought
Gay
that was
people
awesome.
get all the coolest shit.
Yeah, there's Kim's gay roommate with the beard, and there's young Neil, and that's really cool. I enjoyed it.
Young Neil.
I took Jonathan to see Scott Pilgrim, and it was one of the best experiences me and him have shared in his life. Yeah.
That's what one part.
We did the midnight release of it too.
Oh, really?
So he was up. Yeah,
That's awesome.
He made that whole theater crack up. There's that one scene where he got thrown into the castle wall, and I posted it on Facebook. But he got thrown into the castle wall, and Jonathan jumped out of his seat and he said, "I'm going to do that to you, Dada!" In a silent movie theater that was packed because it was a midnight release, and they were just the whole place busted up laughing.
Wow,
embarrassing.
That's embarrassing. Yeah, Battlefield 3. I've been messing with the capture card on that one. I need to get on that more. I really enjoy that game. It's really slow. I know you don't give a shit about Battlefield.
I know you said you don't want to be that podcast, but come on, Battlefield 4. We'll get into it later. Battlefield 4, Black Ops 2. Can we? I mean,
at some
how
point,
can we not have that
I
conversation?
understand. We're gonna have to talk about shit I don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to put that off.
Okay.
For as
all
long
right.
as possible.
It's just these are
I
two
understand.
on the horizon conversations.
I understand that these are two juggernauts in the gaming world, and discussion of them is as avoidable as gravity.
Right. Okay, that's a good analogy because it is about that avoidable. Yeah. All right.
I just don't want to have it. It's been done to death. Lazarus and then death again. So I'm past it. And just iOS games. You know, I'm always on my phone playing games. So that's.
I ordered a new phone.
What do you got?
The LTE Evo 4G. Where's my phone?
Did you throw it?
I probably did.
I seem to remember you throwing it.
Can't wait for it. Looks great.
Thinking about getting.
I was on the fence between waiting on the S3 and.
Yeah, Dusty just got the S3 and he wants to do a review on it. So
I want to do. Well, that'll be great. Because I'll do a review on the.
Your
LTE.
That works.
Yeah. So here's why.
Boosh. Yeah, didn't Candace have a bulldozer go over her?
Just the other. I did that in December. And I've had to live with this shit.
That sucks.
Luckily, as you can see, the LCD underneath the touchscreen digitizer is actually fucked up too. Her LCD is not fucked up, just her touchscreen digitizer. It's just like $10 on Amazon. I can fix it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, don't do that anymore.
Oh, sorry.
What were you saying when he got up and you wanted to get something? You were gonna get something.
While back.
Okay. Yes, be that guy, please. I need more computer people.
You guys need better goddamn computers for more computer people.
Hey, I'm working on it. I have a contact.
I think my last car note is in February, and I will be getting a new computer.
Sweet.
Yeah.
New this.
Nice.
New these.
WoW. You know, I played WoW forever.
Yeah, I've only played Plants vs Zombies 3 WoW. Like honestly, I was like Plants vs Zombies. That's cool. And then they put the expansion out and they had Plants vs Zombies. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Go over there and do it. It was fun.
You know what I still think the best zombie game ever is
Resident Evil.
Zombies in Halo 2.
No.
No. I love that. That was so much fun.
Nazi zombies over.
Yeah,
World of War.
Fuck both of you then. All right, let's jump in.
Even
It's already stupid late. Shaq, go first. You're king of the castle. King of the castle.
Sure.
Go for it.
All right. The first live action Halo trailer.
Full length.
Full length. Actually, pretty cool.
It does. It looks decently produced.
Very excited for it.
Now, I could slip here and say
I do have a problem with it, but continue.
this is. I got you.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay.
I love you.
Okay. Like I said, I could sit up here and be like, well, man, this is cool, but what did you think of Chief's role?
He's not Master Chief. He's somebody else. He's not definitive Master Chief already. I don't see Chief when I see that guy.
And he's like, hey, come with me. Your chances
I'm your only chance to. I'm your best chance for survival. Yeah, he's right. But already the fundamental problem in the character they wrote for him is that Master Chief. How much dialogue does he have?
That was more words than he has said.
Yes.
That sentence is
Yes.
more words than he said
Exactly.
in 3 games.
In 2, he says, what does he say? He says, I need a weapon. He doesn't say, I need a weapon. It's the most effective tool to kill Covenant.
Yes.
He says, I need a weapon. When he comes on screen, you know what he needs to say? Is stay close to me or follow me. And that's it. Because, duh, we know that's the most effective way to go. And I'm nitpicking, and this is blowing this out of proportion, of course, but this does not need to be a continuing trend. Because so far, this guy's not Master
Weren't
Chief
you
to me.
just talking about how they wanted to flesh him out as a character, though?
Yeah,
Do you want them to flesh him out as a character and continue the fact that he's a fucking mute?
Exactly.
Touche, salesman.
Sorry.
But it's if it's the game.
I said I wasn't going to do that anymore. I wanted to
You
slow
know-
walk you to that. Go ahead.
If it's the game, that's one thing. If it's a live action movie by some random studio, that's different to me. I see what you're saying.
I agree.
He needs to be a character, but he needs to be a character on the terms of the people that are creating and have created that character.
And instead of 343 or Bungie fleshing them out, this is some media production studio
exactly
making
it fit.
decisions about him that a character needs to have.
Yeah.
You can't have a main character in a TV show that doesn't have dialogue, and
Yeah.
so they were like, "Oh, we're gonna let it fit that standard model."
Yeah, they're shaping it to fit.
I get that.
What do you feel about it, Shaq?
It's either have it that way or don't have it at all. Because Bungie already said, hey, we're not doing it anymore. Somebody else came along and said, hey, we're going to pick it up. We're going to give you guys some type of depth on the character you've been playing for the past 3 games.
Yeah, which we're saying is fine.
Yes.
We're saying for 343 to do that's fine.
Okay.
But not some random production studio.
Why not?
There's a complex difference in my brain that I can't really verbalize there.
So you have a problem with people you've never heard of picking up games.
Well, because it's like
Here-
it's like here, let me pass you the torch, and then some other guy tells people about it. That's a horrible analogy.
I would like to put some sort of label on this feeling. I have had a similar feeling, and I know what you're talking about. I was talking about Dritz, that character. He's a dark elf fighter, always written. R.A. Salvatore always writes his dialogue, always writes what he does.
Yeah.
Has full control of him. It's his brainchild. There come times in that universe that he lives in, the Forgotten Realms universe, where they'll have books of short stories, and another author will write about
That
Dritz or write a story from his past. And when you read
He
those,
changes entirely.
he's not the same Dritz, and you're like, this isn't canon. This doesn't belong with this. It's just
You'll read it, but it doesn't attach to your brain
at all, and and you don't even end up referring back to it. I don't have a good word for that, and that is a shock to me. It's not tangible. That's not a tangible dislike, but I do get it.
I mean, I'm stoked to see this, but that's just my sole problem with this right now. I'm sure it's going to be a great short.
What was your problem with it, Shaq?
And saying...
You
was
said
that?
you
Well,
had a problem
yeah,
with it.
you
That's
said
what you
you had a
led with,
problem.
and then you let Trey. I was calling you Frank.
What was that?
Because I've been typing Frank Q3
Okay.
over and over again to log
Okay,
into
that
the
makes sense.
Trey. So you let him go, and then you.
Basically, his grievances are the same as mine. He says a lot more other than being a mute. But, like you were saying, it gives him a bigger chance to actually give him some type of depth. But all in all, the reason I don't like it, I don't see... When you typically think of Master Chief going on a rescue mission, it's basically just him. It's not, okay, there's not some type of escort, I ain't gonna do anything like this. Now he's helping people at a base. So, you know.
Well, you almost always start the level out with a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Exactly, but who's
But
gonna
they're
go in
gonna
and
die.
who's gonna,
So
why would you build it up to a trailer where you're gonna go ahead and kill everybody that you just... He's like, okay, follow me,
Yeah.
stick to me if you want to live. And then they don't do that, and everybody dies.
Wait, hold on. How are we at the point where everyone dies?
everybody, have you ever played a Halo game? Everybody except for
yeah, but if they're gonna take the time to build an attachment to specific characters like in the beginning, why are they
Mass Effect does the same.
Which this is.
I see this as the same.
It does the same thing as in building your attachment to characters.
No,
and then,
you're talking about something else. That's not.
I see this as the same as them fitting it into the same necessary schema that a media work has to have. You have to have multiple characters to interact with, and in a Halo game where the narrative that we've seen in Halo is Master Chief and Cortana and
Johnson and Keys.
And it's broken up, it's fragmented, it's little pieces here. Whereas with a TV show, you're going to need those characters. You're going to need to spend time just with other characters other than Master Chief, dialogue going on there to feel an attachment for them. And that's not really, yet again, that's not really something that,
I just don't. I don't get how you jump to the point where everyone dies. Like,
as in,
build me that bridge. That.
What do you mean? What I'm saying is
no. I'm saying he just goes. He just mentioned everyone dying.
Random nameless people, as in everyone. Like in Halo 2, the first mission, you start out
with
with
lot of freaking people
8
die.
people.
Yeah.
Only person left is Sergeant Johnson. That's it. Everybody else died.
And Keys and
they weren't there in the
Admiral,
firefight at the beginning. They weren't there in the firefight. They were. I'm just talking about everybody that was in the actual first scene when the Covenant broke through the door in Halo 2. Let's say Halo 2.
Yeah.
Covenant breaks through the door. All the infantry and everybody dies.
Okay, but in Reach, not everyone dies. You can get a squad of people with you and play through it. But
all those people in Reach die over time.
But we're at the point again where I don't know what we're arguing about. I just don't understand why you think everyone in there is going to die.
I don't think that Shaq is saying that everyone on the trailer has to die. It's just it doesn't fit into the mold of Halo for them not to die.
For you to be a Lone Ranger, you start out and you're like, okay, I'm Master Chief.
So you're saying for Master Chief to take part in anything, he has to be the sole survivor all the time.
That's usually what it boils down to, yeah.
And I don't actually disagree with that sentiment, because I always feel like at the end of the game, it's you and Cortana, and you're racing against time, and it's just the two of you, and that's it.
Level 2 of Halo, titled Halo, you could save people as a rescue squad. You were the rescue squad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
And as soon as you pick them up and they fight alongside you, what happened?
All right, so Forward Unto Dawn is a trailer because this is turning into the Halo podcast after we moved on from the P word.
Good.
I love to talk about Halo. It's fine with me.
I do. What do you think about? It just looked like the interiors were just. Bleh.
Yeah, but
like it was like a filler shot. Like everything that wasn't outside looked like just a filler shot to me.
They don't want to give away any part of the game that you're like, okay, people start making crap up.
So this takes place. It's like First Contact, kind of.
Basically, yeah. Once.
Is that it? What do you swear?
He said basically.
Yeah.
Oh, basically.
Yeah. This whole time.
That's twice.
That is twice. You said basically twice. Or you said basically.
So First Contact, as in
with the Covenant, because that guy's like, what the hell are those things?
I can see that.
But the very first contact was Harvest, so I want to know where in the books this takes place. But I like they make the tech look UNSC-ish, and everything looks cool. Everything's really well done. I like. Well, obviously there has to be a bunch of no-name actors in this, but I love that there is. Because
there were pretty much no-name actors in the Mortal Kombat live web series, and they did a great job.
So,
I mean,
Raiden was always some. I don't know who the Raidens were, but they were actually.
Yeah, I think that
people
that Sonya. Also.
Do you have anything else on Forward Unto Dawn you wanted to talk about? I was just stoked that we got a full trailer finally.
Yeah, look, it's gonna get people to look forward to it.
Yeah.
Just waiting for be one of the first games where they put something out consistently over time that I'm actually looking forward to. Okay, hey, it's next week. I got something to do on a game I bought, other than pay random amount of cash after a 4-month period to pick up DLC
is
for
this
it.
a TV series?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. It's gonna be.
Or it's
it's
episodic?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
episodic.
it's
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was
That's what you do smart
I thought
now,
this was a
so,
short film.
No.
No.
It's sweet action.
Yeah, it's each
Exactly.
week. Yeah, and again, they did that same thing with the Mortal Kombat Live. It was every week or so.
And
They
probably
put about 5 or 6 out.
yeah, about 5 or 6 weeks. I was guessing.
And it's good. I mean, it's
That's
great. I love it. I
awesome.
love the concept. I love the where this is going, where the direction of these game lead-ins are going. I really like that.
I want to see more games like that to where
Absolutely.
if I put $60 into it, I don't have to wait 4 months and then give you $20 to give me some more of the game that you felt that shouldn't have been in the actual
Yeah.
packaging.
What else do you have?
At Comic-Con, they pretty much added 2 more All-Stars to the PlayStation All-Stars, which is Jack and Dexter
Mm-hmm.
and Cole from Infamous 2.
Yes, two.
Not 1, but 2.
Which is good because he didn't actually have a physical weapon in one. You punch, and that drives me insane to punch people. But until you have this fucking, like, huge cattle prod.
Oh yeah, they gave him a weapon in 2.
Yeah, they gave him an actual physical melee
Ooh.
weapon, and it's like, it looks like a tuning fork. And then you just fucking pound people with it. It's awesome. So I will be getting that. Hopefully, I'm more interested in other titles from Sony at this point, and other titles in general at this point. But
You have a PS3?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You just got that, didn't you?
about a month or so ago.
I remember now.
What else, Jack? What you got?
Halo 4 console available for pre-order.
Yeah, I saw that.
Looks
Good.
amazing.
Looks good.
Comes with some sounds, 2 controllers, 320 gig hard drive.
That's insane. I'm still not even close to filling up my. I'm 250 right now. I'm not even close to
Yeah,
filling it up.
252. I gotta do something about that.
Dusty was talking about waiting to get because he needs a 360. He was talking about waiting until that one comes out.
I think that that's more of the proof of this being the last Halo on this console. I really do.
How can you say that? You really want to go into that one?
I just when I saw that I was like, hey,
There's a
yeah.
Modern Warfare 3.
No.
I'm sure there's a Battlefield 3 console. There's a Star Wars console. There was.
Which was gay. Along with the game.
I'd play an R2D2 Xbox.
You do that.
I would.
I'm talking about the game.
Resident Evil 5 had its own Xbox.
The voice activation. I heard you say Xbox and Xbox popped up.
Nice, nice. It was like Xbox. I know what that is.
Um,
2 more things.
go for it.
They actually cast somebody. There's going to be a new Captain America 2 movie. They
I was
cast
getting to those later.
Anthony Mackie as Falcon, which is a black superhero. So you don't get it because I'm black and I get the black superhero. It's actually pretty badass.
What was his name?
Anthony Mackie.
That's
M-A-
not how you spell Anthony, first off.
Wait, what? I didn't spell
Anthony Mackie. Next one that pops up is Anthony Mackie gay.
He probably is gay.
But, yeah. He's a known actor.
It's Falcon, which is basically the let's see here. What would you compare to in anything? Wouldn't be a sidekick for Captain America, more of a
He's like his war machine.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, more like a war machine.
Cool.
Deadpool game, which looks oddly enough.
Bad.
It looks terrible.
Yeah.
It looks so bad.
They're not gonna do Deadpool
As
right.
much as I love Deadpool,
No one does Deadpool right. Did you play Deadpool in MVC4? Shit was stupid.
he picked up the power meter thing and beat
Yeah,
somebody.
every single move was like a joke on breaking the fourth or breaking the law. It's stupid. He did that.
Deadpool.
He did that like. I mean, he doesn't do that as often as it's not.
As the game made it out.
Yeah, it's not something that he's like every other comic frame. He's he's talking about it. No, it's not like that. So all 5 of his moves have to be based around that theme. It pissed me off.
They just based him on being just somebody who liked to joke a lot.
I didn't even like Deadpool in X-Men Origins.
I did. I didn't like how they turned him into some fucking super mega nasty.
Oh yeah, with really like kind of a zombie-ish mutant.
They killed
brain
him
control.
and made him.
Well, no,
You don't kill. He
they
doesn't
didn't
die
kill
when
him.
his head
Did you-
gets cut
yeah,
off.
he walks over to his head
Made him into a
and
villain.
puts it on his head and goes shh in his mouth. It's
There are
actually-
several Marvel super healers who they actually don't die if you cut their head off.
Yeah. How is Deadpool not one?
Deadpool is
Scientifically,
one.
How does the science work for that exactly?
Super regeneration.
Yeah, you have super regeneration. This controls your movement,
Yes,
And
but in
it's still
super
intact.
regeneration, it's not gonna die.
and it's detached from everything that it would control to move.
Yes, but it's still sustainable.
And
Because
he
it's
actually
regenerate.
has, and I mean, I'm sure you guys know this, but he actually has that degenerative brain cancer that
No.
constantly eats his brain.
What I'm saying
And
is, your brain controls your movement. Yes.
it controls your movement.
Yes.
You're making an assumption that your brain also has some subconscious control over your mutant powers too.
And how would you know? Because you've only ever used.
No.
10%
Okay.
of it.
I'm saying no. Listen, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about once the head is removed. How does the head tell the body, "Hey, pick me up and put me back on"?
Oh, you're not asking about how the body can exist separated from the head. You're
yes.
asking about the science.
No.
How
that's
does
fine.
he?
If the brain wants to be by itself, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
I can dig that.
How does he walk over and
How
pick it
does?
up?
Yes.
You'd have to ask Deadpool.
I completely I know it shouldn't do that. However, if someone were
Telekinetically?
in the times that Deadpool has had his head cut off, he had to have someone walk his head to his body
There,
and reattach
I can
it.
deal with
And that's
that.
happened 2 separate occasions.
I can deal with that.
Not his own body walking in.
We can add-
But that's in the comic books.
Ask
Okay.
Ichabod Crane also.
Well, fuck that. Shaq.
Last thing, Deadpool trailer.
That was it?
No, last thing, the Ryan Reynolds is actually calling for the Deadpool movie to be rated R,
Wait.
and it has no connection.
How
with-
long have you known about the Deadpool movie?
For a while, since the end of Wolverine Origins.
But it has no connection with the origins?
Nope,
Okay.
which is going to be.
I don't like that either.
Why?
That's going to be awesome.
Fucking
because
everyone
it doesn't-
ruins Deadpool. He's one of
Why-
my favorite characters.
Why is 15 seconds ago? Why is that the time when I found out about a Deadpool movie?
You never knew there was a
No.
Deadpool movie. You really think
I've
we're
never
going to
heard
let
of one
Ryan Reynolds walk away
whatsoever.
with being the Green Lantern and fucking up everything? It was going to be Deadpool. They actually declared a Deadpool movie. This is maybe a year ago.
I cannot wait to see the Justice League movie. I really.
Hey! Shh.
I
Moving on.
I really can. It's gonna suck so much ass.
Wait, DC movies.
Moving
that are
on.
Animated
All
are
right.
always
Do
good.
you want to go, or do you want to save your?
I only have a single topic, so just don't
Fine.
steal that, and you can go right now, and we'll
Alright,
talk
well,
about that in the end.
I'm just gonna lightning round this shit. Mass Effect Paragon Lost, anime, Funimation, from the studio that did Ghost in the Shell.
I just had an orgasm. Fantastic.
Mixed feelings about this because
Why?
I'll get it. It looks awesome. It tells the story of James between Mass Effect 2 and 3. But it also looks really 90s drawn, like aged. It looks,
90s drawn is amazing.
It doesn't look very good, in my opinion.
Ghost in the Shell still looks amazing.
When I watch the I'm gonna have to go back and fact check this. Ghost in the Shell 1987. I'm gonna say 87 movie.
Yeah.
That first one.
Oops.
It still looks great to me. That animation, I'll watch this shit all
okay.
day.
Well, there you go. That's for you then.
But then again, Trigun and Cowboy
I
Bebop
was
look
just
amazing
about
to
to
me
say
too.
Fascist
I
Animal.
can dig Bebop still.
You hawks. You remastered.
I don't like Paragon Lost in the title because the whole point of a multimedia piece is to expand the universe,
And not
and
keep
the
pieces
fact
of
that
it.
they put Paragon in it just keeps it grounded in gaminess.
Okay. Can I, if it has any sort of story structure that is similar to Ghost in the Shell, I have a hunch that they will do something so drastically different with that it won't tie back to the game when you're watching it.
Cool, I can do that. Also, I could give 4.75 shits about James.
Yeah.
I do not care about James.
They probably, and the thing is BioWare probably said, yeah, you can
He felt
take
like
this character.
a terrible forced character in 3 to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, Resident Evil Damnation. Been waiting for 2 years. Ada Wong trailer released at Comic-Con. So I'll be getting that, of course. Super Mario Bros. 2. I want the 2D. I'm addicted to the 2D. 2D, 3D side scroller.
So,
But it's obnoxious though because they're making it about coins. It's all about coins. I just want to play the game.
yeah, I like.
There's supposed to be some super unlock if you get 1,000,000 coins.
Right, or you get all the coins in the whole
like,
game.
One power up turns. The faster you run, the more coins you get. Coins like fall out of you. There's one where power up where all your enemies turn to gold, and it's just
They throw
it's
coins
so,
and shit.
Yeah, it's so gimmicky, and I just want Mario.
Oh, that sucks.
I mean, that should be a separate mode in.
I really
Mario.
We had a great time as a family playing Mario Brothers on the Wii.
Game. Oh,
Yeah, the 4-player collision detection, throwing each other off freaking things to kill each other.
That's
Because I did that all the
That shit
time.
is fun.
It's so much fun.
that sounds like I should capture that with Nicole sometime.
Yeah. Play.
Yeah.
You have it.
That's all- yeah.
We should all do that because
That shit's fun.
Yeah,
If
just
you die,
getting us
you
all
have to
here
die detection.
once a week is hard enough.
Oh, is he
Marvel
right?
vs. Capcom Origins. I was going to talk about that last week. I just want to see what you thought. Are you showing any interest in this at all? It's the first game ported over.
I have to go look.
But I thought it was interesting because there's different views. You know, I mean, obviously there's going to be blending and then keeping it natural, but there's also a glass booth panoramic store sort of view, and then there's the full cabinet view where you can actually see the cabinet, and I'm pretty sure every action will correlate to a joystick movement or a button tap. Or I just thought that was interesting.
that's interesting.
I mean, that was a cool.
Optional.
Yeah, it's a view mode. You can go in and
Do it
change.
one time to see how cool it is, and
and
then
then not ever do it
never
again.
again.
And then Forward Unto Dawn, and then a speed run. These are all my topics. I'm halfway done. Comic-Con unleashed a full slew of new Marvel movies. Iron Man 3, May 3rd, 2013. Thor: The Dark World, November 8th, 2013. Captain America: Winter Soldier, April 4th, 2014. Guardians of the Galaxy, August 1st, 2014. So, Guardians of the Galaxy. You look like you don't know what that is.
I don't.
Okay, good, because neither do I. I was going to ask if that's like the Avengers, but they have to fight. What was that guy's name at the end of
Thanatos.
Avengers? What was that guy's name? Where he turns and smiles. Courting them is the court death.
That wasn't Thanatos?
Yeah, it was Thanos.
Thanos, that's
Thanos,
right.
Thanos.
That's right, Thanos.
My bad.
Yes.
I knew who it was, I forgot his name.
Like,
Is that not... I
He's
thought
not-
I actually
he's
thought it
not-
was MODOK at first. But then it doesn't make any
Really?
sense for it to be MODOK.
Come
big
on.
ass face. Yeah.
But do you think that's gonna be the sequel to Avengers? They're gonna be guarding the galaxy from Thanos?
I want to see some Super Scroll.
It's never been. I'll have to go back in.
They never defend on a galactic level.
Never. No, not
So
really.
I'm curious as to
They
what
fight
this
dudes in
is.
time
They
And
do.
what superhero is a defensive on a galactic level?
though. Silver Cipher.
I like to pretend that the Fantastic Four movies just never happened.
I'm not talking about the Fantastic Four movies. You would still
That
get
just
the
did.
same.
It doesn't. I don't see this
I
as.
should look this up because Someone is gonna watch this with our luck and be like, "You fucking idiots! This is what it's
This
about."
is what Guardians of the Galaxy is. Why do I think robots and a huge space station
I think you're thinking of X-Men meets.
Is this its own?
I don't know.
Because that's a Captain America shield.
It's definitely Captain America's shield. Is it another? Is it like the future?
Oh man, this is way too trippy to be a movie from what it looks like.
I mean, here's what I'm starting to think. What is the name of the DC future? It's like 1,000 years in the future, or it's a long time in the future, and it's a reassembling of the Justice League. But it's all over space and more of a. You're gonna make me look that up too.
No, I got it right now. Let's do. You want to do the 1969 team or the 2008 team? Hey,
Let's look at the 1969 team.
Thanks.
Let's take a look at the 1969 team, and I'm gonna figure out what this relates to on the DC Universe side.
the team first appeared in partial reprint of the Marvel Superheroes with issue 18. Blah blah blah. Appeared sporadically. Blah blah blah. The Guardians are active in the 31st century in an alternate timeline of the Marvel Universe. The original members of the team include Major Vance Astrovic. Yeah, see, this is way too out there to be a mainstream movie.
Nobody's gonna relate to that. I mean, especially if I've never seen any of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I thought knowing Thor was an Asgardian demigod warrior, I didn't think that was going to be a good movie. They proved me wrong. It was a good movie, but who is this going to?
No, that's stupid.
Like, I'm not going to be surprised if this gets scrapped. Or, I mean, look, that's Silver Surfer.
And there's likely that he's probably still alive and kicking.
These are people that, I mean, people know Batman, people know Superman, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody's gonna have a clue who the fuck these people are.
Wow. Wow. So those are all my topics. I fucking hate when people eat on podcasts, by the way. It drives me up the wall.
I like cold pizza, and I'm not about to eat it right now. I took
Okay.
a bite, but are you?
Yeah, I don't think he took it on camera either.
No, I'm just saying.
You're not gonna be like,
There are
"Nom, nom, nom."
podcasts where people eat, and I fucking want to be deaf.
Can I drink?
It's gonna make gulp sounds. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to me? We're drinking next podcast. Ready? Drink. Get a drink. You ready?
No, I'm not ready.
God damn it, sir.
Can't drink right
Anyways, in both Batman, Brave and the Bold, there's a team similar to this on the DC side. That's pretty much the same. Similar superheroes, similar powers, thousands of years in the future, and they fight over the whole universe.
It's so detached.
And believe it or not,
It's so detached.
and this is what reminds me of it is like one of the leaders of the team, the good guy team, is a way in the future Brainiac descendant.
This is not going to sell to anyone. This will not sell.
They're doing a new Batman animated. It's the last one was Brave and the Bold. Now it's Beware the Batman, and there will be no Joker in it. They're actually going to focus on him being a detective. Like,
Really?
Everything they're going to do is detective to where he's going to go. You
That
don't,
might be alright.
you don't have that thing in the back of the head where you're like, it's the Joker again. So, it's something for DC. I mean, they can't really fight this big ass.
Are you sticking with
I just have to figure out who the fuck this guy. 31st century. Okay, so this takes place in the
I just
DC's
read
team.
that.
No, DC's team takes place in the 31st century as well, led by Brainiac 5.
I don't care about any of that, and I'm a nerd.
Hey, I'm just saying, everything about that made me think about this.
I'm just saying this movie's gonna crash and burn and be worse than anything that's ever happened to anyone.
It's gonna be worse
is
than
gonna-
AIDS and cancer.
In the Holocaust.
Simultaneously. Oh, that's fine. Are you finished?
I'm finished.
That's Legion of Superheroes, DC Comics.
I'm excited to see Captain America and Thor and Iron Man. I heard AC/DC on the radio the other day, and I was like, I'm gonna watch Iron Man.
I heard that Robert Downey Jr.'s spot at Comic-Con was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Don Cheadle come back too.
Don't you?
Your turn.
Good deal. My turn. All I want to talk about, Superman movie, Man of Steel.
Who's the actor? Who's playing Superman?
Something Cavill. Fuck you, buddy. I like this guy. I love this guy. Let me tell you why I love this guy. I was in French class in my senior year of high school. He played, and we went to the movies as a field trip.
Okay.
The movie that we went to see was The Count of Monte Cristo.
Wow.
And he played The Count of Monte Cristo, and he did an amazing job. And that's the only place I know this actor from.
He has a kin face, so this works.
He has a kin face,
Yeah.
and they're going to make him look like the part 2.
I still liked the last guy who was Superman better, but
And you like Brandon Routh?
I love him. I love that actor. He was Todd in Scott Pilgrim and also
On,
Dylan Dog.
and then he was also on the TV show with...
But I'm saying this guy works. I like the other guy.
I didn't like Brandon Routh as Superman. I did like him in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, he was
I really liked him in that. The big thing about it is, though, Christopher Nolan, Christopher Nolan producing, Zack Snyder directing.
Zack Snyder's doing this?
Yes. You don't like 300 and
I love
Watchmen
300 and Watchmen, but Sucker Punch was bad.
Sucker Punch was bad. That sucked for you, Zack Snyder. But Christopher Nolan,
It's just gonna be really gimmicky now.
you don't think that they can make that fit into the Dark Knight, Watchmen grime?
Okay, Dark Knight and Watchmen. There's a Venn diagram where they are mostly connected.
Yep.
And then
You love to talk about Venn diagrams.
Have I before? Have I done this before?
Yes, you have. Go ahead. My very first podcast, you discussed the Venn
And then
diagram.
300, meh. And then I can't ignore Sucker Punch. I can't do it. So that's what's ruining this for me. I mean, there's gonna be a ton, like 300.
Okay, so take Zack Snyder out of
to
it.
me-
Let's talk about Christopher Nolan
to me,
and
300
Dark Knight.
Was fine. It looked fine, but I mean, if you played that movie regular speed all the way through, it'd be probably a half hour shorter. So much slow mo in that movie.
And 300?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They super use it. I still see him kicking the guy. That the scene where he kicks the guy into the pit is still playing in my head. It's just he's not falling in the pit yet.
Well, Christopher Nolan I have faith in, but Zack Snyder, I feel like he's just doing what Zack Snyder wants to do.
What? I don't know. Watchmen is still one of my favorite movies. I loved 300. You're right, Sucker Punch for the lose.
But I mean, I love Sucker Punch. I enjoyed it, but it was not good. But anyway, so you're excited about?
I'm excited what
Nolan and Zack Snyder together.
Yes, I'm excited about what they're gonna do to each other and for each other.
Gross.
I hope they do nasty DC things all over each other.
So you think it's gonna be darker? I mean, right off the bat,
It's gonna be darker.
Dark.
It's gonna be. Superman isn't done like that.
Yes. Do you think that's a new film trend we're seeing?
Yes,
Because Spider-Man
even
was
Spider-Man,
definitely like that.
You bet. I think that this Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder are going to be able to create a dark Superman that is
So emotionally
relatable
just
to
destroyed.
emo ass little kids, but that type of Superman, and here's what this gets me to. You can't. I mean, you always do take Batman and but whenever Batman shows up in the Justice League, it's all because Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern. It's all
Shadow Complex.
Yeah, and then he brings in this sort of darkness with him,
Yeah.
and it doesn't permeate the entire the entire theme, the entire view. However, if you start out with a Superman that is already gritty, and you have a Batman that's has been gritty and has been
since day one,
very good, and it's been
Detective Comic 1 gritty.
Well, I'm more the Frank Miller. I feel it's more on the Frank Miller rethought. Now you set the stage, especially taking Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan, Dark Knight Rises. What about the Dark
Justice League?
This
is going to start.
Avengers was bright. It was superhero. It was this. I mean, it was like, you know what I mean?
Jokes and happy.
What if, as a contrast, they go the other way and actually? I mean, when have you seen a real dark Justice League? Even in the animated, there really isn't one. I think they have the opportunity to do something new here that could be successful. I think that if they had attempted to do it the classic way and do another bright Spider-Man or do another bright Superman, do a bright Wonder Woman, that they could take Batman and bring him in and try to be what Avengers is, I think it would bomb horribly. I think it would be the shittiest thing that you could go and see. But if you change what everyone's used to and do it right and do it well,
now it's interesting.
And it has a chance. It has a chance where the other way it really had no chance. You're gonna blow it.
Okay, I can see why you're excited.
I have a question for you.
Yep.
Considering that they are going to do the Justice League, and you already have the Batman. Out.
Green Lantern.
Skip Green Lantern. No, Ryan Reynolds is Green Lantern anymore. But anyway, all right, they got the new Batman out. They got the Superman's about to come out. Considering that, what's his name? The guy who plays Bruce Wayne. I can't remember his name for the life of me.
And because you said that, I've forgotten his name, and I was just thinking about it whenever
too.
we were when I was talking about this. I was actually going to say Cavill and. How dare you?
He's not going to be in the Justice League.
He's
not going to be in the movie. They already said it.
Michael Keaton.
It's not Michael Keaton.
George Clooney.
Who plays the Dark Knight?
I can't believe I forgot his damn name.
What? Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Wow.
Where is he?
We all need to get slapped in the face for that one.
We do really hard.
Well, if he didn't mask his voice so well.
We blinked at the same time. Like
it was him saying that, and I'm like, "Fuck, you blinked me.
You manifested
Get
forgetfulness
out of my
onto
head.
us."
Good. I didn't feel so bad.
Yeah. So now that he's out, you're trying to say who's going to be
that, and if so, how is it going to create the same
got the
dark
balls
image?
to take up Batman after?
That's Christian Bale.
Christian Bale sounds like he doesn't have any balls left when he talks.
He's a dude. He made such a good performance. In Dark Knight, I'm pumped about that, man. Later this week. Who's gonna follow him? I mean, who?
I'm so pumped about Dark Knight Rises as well. Nobody, and I know that no matter what, I don't think they will do a Justice League, despite what they say, if Christian Bale doesn't do Batman.
He won't do Batman. He said he's not going to.
Get Topher Grace.
Yeah, they say shit. They always fucking say they're not gonna do shit.
I don't know. I think
Halo.
I wouldn't mind either way, seeing him go or seeing him stay. Really. What do you think? Okay. Say he doesn't take this role.
Okay.
In the Justice League.
I don't think they'd do the Justice League movie. I don't think they'd even go there.
I don't really know if I like them initiating the Justice League with Superman. Like, you started off with that's like Oasis going on stage and immediately playing Wonderwall.
Right. I see what you're saying. But they started off Avengers with Iron Man.
Yeah, but that wasn't their key. Their leader is Captain America, who was their last movie that they did, and that made sense to me. All of that led up to their leader, right? I'm not sure where that came from, but You see what I mean?
I've never.
But let's say
Black Panther moment.
let's say Christian Bale sticks with it, then that okay, whatever. But I feel like it should have led up to Superman because this new Superman looks good. And I don't know, maybe they're going to like their last movie is, hey, well, you know that thing we called Green Lantern a few years ago.
Ignore that. I hope they do.
Let's here's this one instead.
Make it black. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that.
I think it would. Because New Green Lantern is a little child. It's like a little Asian child.
So let's just keep Ryan Reynolds out of superhero movies. Not that he's a bad
Agreed.
actor. I enjoy
I
him.
love
Deadpool
Ryan
counts
Reynolds
as an
in
anti-hero.
Everything else almost.
Yeah.
Safe House was amazing. You still haven't seen it, have you?
Amityville Horror was amazing.
Have you seen Safe House,
No.
John?
No, I haven't.
Oh, with Denzel?
Yes, the movie's amazing.
I need to get that on Netflix.
What was the name of the very first interaction with freaking Ryan Reynolds? I was in high school.
When I first put him. Ryan Reynolds.
He was in
on
the dorm days.
Two guys, a girl, and a pizza place. I remember him from that show.
No, I'm talking
And
about
then what did he go to?
the first movie that I was just like, this is so hilarious.
The Proposal.
And they made not the proposal. They made a second one that wasn't as hilarious, but
Are we really gonna do this?
Oh my God! Have we Googled this?
Waiting.
We are off of our.
Is it Waiting?
games.
Waiting.
That was the wait. He was great in Waiting. I like that. No, I'm talking.
But they did a second shitty Waiting.
Yeah, it was
They
a
did
shit.
do it. You're right. And that fall. No, it was a 2002 movie.
Why is it so?
Golly. National Lampoons.
It was a national.
It was a National Lampoons.
He was in Smoking Aces.
Yep.
I don't know.
Oh my God, Oh, this is. Look it up right now.
All right, I'm going down the list. What year were you in high school?
I graduated in 2003. So
Foolproof, The In-Laws,
no, it was before that.
Buying the Cow, Van Wilder.
Van Wilder, Jesus.
Two guys are going to pizza place.
Yeah.
He was in stuff before that too. But yeah.
Van
Anyway,
Wilder, I came to love Ryan Reynolds. He needs to stay the fuck away from action or comic flicks.
I'm fine with him in action movies. Just don't fuck with my comics.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Fuck them up, Ryan Reynolds.
He wouldn't be a good Deadpool.
If they stuck to Deadpool,
If they did Deadpool with it.
Yeah.
Yes, but
If they wrote Deadpool, not super mutant.
Everyone
freakazoid.
does Deadpool wrong. I ain't seen
That's
it done right
another
yet.
podcast. I'm good with cutting this off here if you guys are.
Fine, yeah.
I mean, unless you had more to.
No, I just want to talk about
Batman.
Superman
Because
and
now that
what
changed,
that could mean.
That changed what I'm looking forward to on Justice League now. Because I was not looking forward to Justice League. But
Hopefully it changed what you're looking forward to too. Hopefully you thought like me, Trey, that
Nah.
if they did it, it'd bomb.
Nah. Shaq, last words?
no.
Alright, we're gonna do some things.
Peace. We're done. See you guys later.
We're working on new segments right now. We're gonna start slowly trickling them out as we go. We have a big podcast planned for next week. I'm excited about. It's gonna be fun.
Do I need to take off work or do a day trade or something like that?
So look forward to some new segments. We got a lot of stuff planned. So thanks, guys. See you next week.